Hi friends, welcome to English Study Point. Today in this video lecture I am going to talk about magic realism. This was your question which was asked in your exam, and the question says, what do you understand by magic realism? What are its salient features? So here is the answer. Magic realism is a literary genre that blends fantastical elements with realistic settings and events. So it mixes magical things with real life situations. It seeks to challenge the boundaries of reality and explores themes of identity, culture, and social issues. This means it looks into who we are, our cultures, and important social topics. It incorporates magical elements as a natural part of everyday life. So, magic is treated like a normal part of daily experiences. Example, Gabriel Garcia Marquez' 100 Years of Solitude. This is considered as one of the most famous book which illustrates how magic realism is used in its vastness. And this work features characters experiencing extraordinary events without questioning their reality. So the characters go through amazing and unusual happenings here in this work, and they accept these magical events as normal without doubting them. Then, real life scenarios are presented with an intensified emotional depth. So, everyday situations are shown with stronger feelings and emotions. Example here is in Salman Rushdie's Midnight's Children. This is considered to be as a well-known book and an most good example of where this technique is used. And so, this work. Children historical events, so historical events are presented which intertwines with personal narratives, creating a profound connection with reality. So real history mixes with individual stories, and this blend makes the story feel more real and meaningful. It draws heavily from the folklore and traditions of specific cultures. So, magic realism takes inspiration from the myths and customs of certain cultures. Example, Isabel Allende's The House of the Spirits integrates Chilean history and superstition with its magical framework. Here we see that this is another famous book example, and this example combines child's story, history, and local beliefs with its magical elements. And here we see in this work that magic realism takes inspiration from the myths and customs of certain cultures. Then another point here is time can shift and wrap within the narrative, often appearing non-linear. This means that the way time is shown can change or feel us as very different or unusual. Things are running in such type of text in a very unusual way, and not following a proper chronology. So there is no proper chronological sequence shown here in such type of text where magic realism technique is used. Then example here is in the brief Wanderer's Life of Oscar Wilde by Junot Dice. The past and future are intertwined and presented through various timelines. This means events may not follow a straight timeline; they can jump around. And also, this work is another great example. And in this work, the story links past events with the future happenings, and also it shows these events through different time periods. Magic elements symbolize deeper emotional or political realities. This means magical parts of the story represent deeper feelings or political situations. Example, The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov. The Devil's Visit here symbolizes the absurdity of Soviet life. So, this work is another well known work, which is considered as an example where this technique is followed, and the devil's appearance represent how strange and illogical life was in the Soviet Union. Voices from various characters offering distorted views of reality. So different characters provide their unique and twisted perspective on what's real, and this is another example. The Wind Up Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami presents different perspectives that allow the ordinary to become magical. So these varied viewpoints turn noble experiences into something magical. It creates a surreal experience, blurring the lines between dreams and reality. So the storytelling feels dreamlike, mixing what is real with what is imaginary. Example in Life Water for Chocolate by Laura Esquivel, cooking and emotions transcend the ordinary, creating dreamy culinary magic. This means that first of all, the storytelling feels dreamlike, mixing what is real with what is imaginary, and this is another example which I have presented here that suits this definition of magic realism. And here we see that cooking and emotions. So, cooking and feelings go beyond everyday life, and this blend results in beautiful magical experiences related to food and feelings. Then again, here we see that characters exhibit supernatural abilities or traits that are accepted within the narrative. So, characters have extraordinary powers or qualities that the story accepts as normal. In Beloved by Toni Morrison, the character Sethes, haunting by her deceased daughter, represents the ghostly presence of the past. So here we see that this is another example where Sethe is haunted by her dead daughter, symbolizing how the past lingers. Then it uses magical elements to reflect on societal issues and cultural identity. We see that magical aspects of the story highlight important social problems and cultural backgrounds. The Kingdom of This World by Elijah Carpentier uses the magic realism to comment on Haiti's political history and the impact of colonialism. So the story's magical elements discuss Haiti's politics and colonial influences, and then we see events may not be fully explained, leaving readers questioning the nature of reality. So some events in the story aren't completely clear, making readers wonder what's real. Example in The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This is another example where we see the boundaries between the circus magic and the reality are blurred. So this line between what is magical in the circus and what is real becomes unclear when we use this or when we apply this particular technique on a particular text. Here we see that this sort of technique accepts the presence of the inexplicable without rationalization. So the story includes things that can't be explained but accepts them as normal. And this example, the Tale of the Flopsy Bunnies by Beatrix Potter. This is another example where we see that there is presence of talking animals and whimsical plot elements are accepted without question. So animals talk and the silly story elements are taken seriously without doubt. Magical elements evoke strong emotions and connections. So the magical parts of the story create intense feelings and connections for readers. An example here is In the Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. So this is another example where we see childhood memories intertwined with magic evoke deep nostalgia and fear. So memories of childhood mixed with magic bring strong feelings of longing and fear. Nature plays a significant role almost as a character itself. So nature is very important in the story and feels like a character. The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett shows nature's transformative power through magical growth and healing. This is another work where this technique is applied, and the garden here demonstrates how nature can change and heal through magical processes. Characters' magical experiences often reflect their struggles and resilience. So, when characters go through magical events, it shows how they deal with tough times and stay strong. Example, in Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston, Jenny's journey incorporates more than reality, turning her struggles into magical narrative. So this means in the book, Jenny goes through many challenges, and her story mixes real life pain with magical elements, making her journey special. Then we see that this sort of technique combines historical events with mythic elements, enriching the narrative. So the story mixes real history with myths, which makes the storytelling deeper and more interesting. Yaguara by George Amado intertwines Brazilian history with indigenous mythology, showcasing the coexistence of mystical and mundane. So, here we see that the story, first of all, mixes real history with myths, and this example shows Brazilian history. This particular work shows that Brazilian history is blended with native myths, showing or showcasing how magic and everyday life can exist whole together.